crowds alive under the lights, speeding fast, hearts racing wild, chasing dreams like a child. Rubber burns, the tracks aflame. Who will rise to win the fame? Friday night, the stakes are high. In the blink, cars fly by. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound. Drivers push on every turn. Feel the heat, feel the burn. Tires screech, racing so close. Eyes sharp, tight as a ghost. Adrenaline in every vein. Under stars pushing through rain. Side by side, sparks in the night. Every lap chasing the light. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound. Drivers push on every turn. Feel the heat, feel the burn. Tires screech, racing so close. Eyes sharp, tight as a ghost. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen,
Sweetest sound.
boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from Atlanta Motor Speedway for the MNT Cup Series finale here this afternoon. Season number 2 championship on the line here this afternoon. A few drivers are in contention here this afternoon for this championship, and it is going to be a great race, a great run, and it's going to be exciting to see who will put themselves not only into victory lane, but who may pick up the championship here this year. As last year we saw Anthony Calatoni on this night, he was able to pick up that championship and win the first ever championship here with the MNT Cup Series. Anthony unfortunately had to miss this season. Hopefully we'll see him in future seasons here with the MNT Cup Series, but for tonight, we will crown a new champion. A new driver will win this championship here this afternoon. And there's a couple drivers that are in contention. One of those being Johnny Brugg. Brugg, one of those drivers that is sitting in a golden opportunity right now to win that championship. Justin Lewis, he's kind of there in contention, as well as Yusuf Ghali, Zach Roethlisberger, and even Braxton DeWeese potentially could put themselves into a position where they could maybe win this championship here this afternoon. It's going to come right down to the very bitter end, and we will get you all of the action here on the speedway as these drivers get loaded into the sim and start rolling out on the speedway. Starting on the pole, it is our points leader coming into the night. One of the drivers looking to try to maybe pick up this championship, it's Johnny Brugg. Brugg in the University of Michigan, number 28 ride, will start in that pole position to his outside in the MNT Motorsports. The Sim Magic ride, that is Justin Bentley there in second. Starting in position number 3, the MNT Motorsports number 88, that is Clay Cantrell, to his outside. In the Interstate Ford 08 machine, that is Braxton DeWeese. Starting in position number 5, in the 7 ride, another one of our championship hopefuls in the Merkel Racing Engines JL Racing number 7 ride, it's Justin Lewis. To his outside, that's Kerry Klein, and then we see the MNT Motorsports ride of Derek Cat there, the 21, starting in 7th. Matthew Wheeler in the back row, Sim Racing 01 ride, starting there in 8th. And it's Austin Cole in the Aflac ride, bringing up the rear of the field as Brian Grubbs and Daryl Rachter both not out there to start this race. They will both start from down pit side. As we will end the anticipation with our feature presentation, as we are quickly green flag racing here for our final race of Season 2 of the MNT Cup Series. But we quickly see that caution flag come out. Looks like Matthew Wheeler and Austin Cole running into issues here off the initial start. And quickly, as we go green flag racing, we are right back under the yellow flag here. Let's play this back and take a look. Looks like the Aflac ride in the 0-1 gonna come together right here. I think the 0-1 ride may have just did a bit of a money shift right there, and that car just locks up and goes sideways, unfortunately, right down and in front of the Aflac number 17. This is a tough way to start a race if you are that 0-1 ride. Let's ride on board with them here. It's going to be interesting. Watch the RPMs and watch that gear. You're going to be able to see this car probably shift down and not shift up, and that is going to lock this car up in a quick hurry, and that's what's going to spin him sideways. Yeah, right there. Unfortunate break. He's trying to go from second to third, and you can see the RPMs building to where he's going to shift up into third gear here. Instead of shifting up to third gear, he actually downshifts into first gear. The car jumps to about 9,000 RPMs, and that just spins this car around. That's a tough break right there. Take a look at it. Hits max RPMs, and that car just absolutely cannonballs down the racetrack, and nowhere to go for the 17 ride as he slams into the side of him there. And Austin Cole, not the way he wanted this race to start, as the 0-1 ride as well. Definitely going to have some engine issues here. That car obviously jumping up to that many RPMs, not very healthy for the motor, but also some pretty good damage there on that 0-1 ride as well. Justin Lewis also down pit side. Here's Austin Cole actually off the racetrack here and out of the race, so I'm not sure if Austin Cole has just decided to end his evening there on that note, which is kind of a heartbreaker right there. That's a definite tough one for us to have, as we want to see as many drivers out there as possible. Unfortunately, lower car counts here to finish off the series. A lot of these series, the NASCAR series and everything else in iRacing, it seems to be late in the seasons. Doesn't matter really how long you're on. It's only a 10-race season, and the car counts have been slowly but surely going farther and farther down, and we can't wait to get Season 3 underway. Hopefully we can find some really good, solid drivers to hop in, join the series, make the series that much better, that much faster, that much more fun here on Friday nights, and then hopefully you can see those drivers stick around and run the whole season out, whether or not they're in contention for a championship or they're in last place for the championship. Still to hop out there and show the support and love and everything else for the series and being in here and racing no matter what. And you see that right now with a lot of these guys that are out there on the racetrack, like Johnny Brogg, like Clay Cantrell, Braxton Louise, Gary Klein, Derek Catt, the man, the plan. He's the guy who gets all this going, and Justin Bentley as well there in the 16. Justin Lewis, Matthew Wheeler. We didn't see Austin Cole out there for at least the couple hundred meters that the car spun down into the infield until he took his car off the racetrack and off of the server here. So that's a tough break for him, but nonetheless, it's going to be a lot of fun to see every one of these guys continue to battle, continue to beat and bang, and hopefully we see all these drivers right back in the series next year, or not next, probably next year for the third season here, as I do believe the third season of the MNT Cup Series will be getting underway in probably a couple months' time here. They're going to make sure they do some advertising, draw in a big crowd, draw in a lot of good drivers, and continue to network and bring in people to make this series that much better in every single way. And we can't wait for Season 3 to get underway, but we got to finish off Season 2 first here, no matter what, whether or not there's 6 cars, 7 cars, 8 cars out there on the racetrack. Heck, we did a series there for the last 2 races on Wednesday nights. We had 6 cars racing, and last Wednesday here for our championship race, we were down to basically 1 car out there on the speedway racing in that one before finally the officials decided to call that race. But nonetheless, we will be here. We will put on a good show for everybody in the grandstands, cheer these drivers on, wanting to watch these guys to get out on a Friday afternoon. I think a lot of it is going down to the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight right now. I think a lot of drivers are probably, tired of racing, maybe a little burnt out, and maybe wanting to take that break a little earlier, but also being able to, jump over there, I do believe on Netflix, to watch the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight here this afternoon. Now, if you guys are wanting to watch that, don't go anywhere. Don't go watch that. Come on now, we like to see you guys in here cheering these guys on. We can all watch that Mike Tyson fight later. It'll probably be right back up on Netflix right after the fight, so we'll be able to rewatch it. Johnny Brunk out in front. He leads the way here in this one. He's trying to solidify himself as the champion here this afternoon. A big win here this evening could potentially put him into that winner's column and into that championship area, as well as we do see Clay Cantrell and Braxton Deweese back here battling for that second spot on the speedway. They're going to get single file down into corner number 3 here, as this is the old Atlanta Motor Speedway. So it's a whole different ball game compared to what we see at Atlanta Motor Speedway now. Atlanta now is more of a drafting style speedway, where the old Atlanta ran more like its true self, more like an actual mile-and-a-half racetrack here in NASCAR, where it's a lot of its own character, a lot of bumps and bruises out there on the speedway, a lot of different cracks and everything to really give this racetrack character and really make it that much more unique and that much more challenging here for these drivers. And being the old concrete that this racetrack is, it chews up tires and makes things very, very interesting here, especially on longer green flag runs when drivers are struggling, trying to keep those tires underneath of them and trying to maybe manage those tires better than everybody else throughout a run could be the winning move. Right now, Johnny Brunk with that race lead. You do see Braxton Deweese in the 08 trying to work himself around Clay Cantrell in the 88 ride as they duke it out down into corner number 3. The 08 will take that second spot away, so move the Interstate 4 ride now into position number 2 on the speedway. Cantrell slides back to 3rd as Kerry Klein having himself a great run here in position number 4. The Samuel Adams ride looking strong out there on the speedway as Justin Lewis back here in the 5th spot. Then we see Justin Bentley back here in 6th. Derek Kent there in 7th. Matthew Wheeler back out onto the racetrack. Unfortunately, Matthew a couple laps down out there on the speedway, but a couple caution flags could put him right back into the thick of things, could put him right back into contention here this afternoon as Austin Call off the racetrack, same with Brian Grubbs and Daryl Rachter here in this one. And unfortunately, lower car count, but sometimes it's quality over quantity on the speedway, and right now we're seeing that quality out of these drivers, seeing some great races, some great runs, some drivers that normally are up inside the top 5 duking it out for good runs and potential wins here. But now you do see this one rider, Kerry Klein, right in the thick of things here, battling door to door with Justin Lewis for position number 4 on the racetrack. Kerry doing a great job out there on the speedways. My boy Chris Deweese. Chris, how are you, brother? Chris coming in showing the love, says good evening, race fans. Good luck, drivers, and let's go Braxton Deweese in the 08 ride. Cheering on Braxton. Here you go, Braxton looking for the race lead right there as we were able to call it for Chris Deweese. Braxton jumps up and takes that race lead away. So out in front, it's now Braxton Deweese. Deweese leads the way here in this one. Johnny Brunk back there in position number 2. Then we see Clay Cantrell, Justin Lewis, and Kerry Klein, our top 5 out there on the racetrack. In position number 6 is Justin Bentley and Derek Cat, rounding out our lead lap drivers here on the speedway. But it's the 08 rider, Braxton Deweese, at the front of the pack, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one. Yo, Nathan Corpening coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Drop that like on the stream. How are you, Nathan? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Friday afternoon. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as these drivers, man, are putting on one heck of a show here for us, man. Even though there's only a few drivers out there, even though the car counts have went down late in this series, It's great to see each and every one of these drivers, each and every one of these competitors out there continue to duke it out, continue to look for their opportunity to maybe pick up a win, pick up a championship, or just to go out there and have some fun on a Friday afternoon. And we are all for it here on Peacemaker Gaming, as we love to see these drivers driving out there, having some fun and having a good time. As Chris says, you got it, buddy. Happy you are broadcasting 100%, brother. No better place to be on a Friday afternoon than hanging out with you guys and being able to watch some of these amazing, talented iRacers battle and duke it out here on the speedways, man. There's no better place to be on a Friday than right here hanging out with you guys. That is 100% for certain. And if you guys want to continue to see these series pop up and continue to see these drivers keep on racing and battling and everything else, it's not mandatory. We do have ads on over on YouTube and Twitch, and that really helps us, subsidize some of our bills and everything else to help keep everything going, keep us up here in the broadcast booth. But if you guys want to help us out a little bit more, man, hit that join button over on the YouTube stream. Hit that join button. Take a look at what all the different sections are to become a paid subscriber on the YouTube channel, and all the benefits that you get, all the opportunities that you get to either play games with myself, have some cool emotes, have some other cool things here in the chat, and obviously get some absolutely amazing shout outs as well. As we try to shout out everybody that comments or anything else, but all of our subscribers, they get that extra little bit of love, and you get into subscriber only chat, subscriber only videos and everything else, some exclusive content there. Hit that join button, become part of the Peacemaker Members Club here this afternoon, become part of that crew. Hit that join button and take a look at it, man. It's not a lot of money, it's not a whole lot, but every single new member and everything else helps keep the lights on, keep us going here, and hopefully we can keep going for a very, very, very long time, and hopefully someday, if we can build enough, make this our full-time gig, make this the only thing we got to do on a day-to-day basis, where we don't have to be at work all day, we don't have to be lugging lumber or carrying stone or anything else, digging holes. We want to be up here in the broadcast booth, putting on races day in, day out, editing videos, bringing out highlight videos, showcasing all these drivers and all their amazing talent, man, and every one of our viewers and all of our supporters and subscribers all help us continue that battle, continue to keep on pushing towards that full-time involvement, being able to put on some amazing, amazing racing, and eventually be able to put on our own leagues and put our own money back into it, and then maybe have some, members-only races, member-only leagues and everything else, where you can definitely get into some pretty cool, wild things. As out in front, Braxton DeWeese continues to lead the way. Braxton out in front, Johnny Brugg right there in position number 2 is now Justin Lewis into that 3rd spot here on the speedways. Clay Cantrell back there in position number 4 in the 16 of Justin Bentley now into position number 5, but he's looking to work himself around his MNT Motorsports teammate there on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to slide up into that 4th spot and take it away from Clay Cantrell as they battle door to door for position number 4 here on the speedway. Kerry Klein there in 6th with Derek Camp back in that 7th position is Matthew Wheeler still out there on the racetrack. Unfortunately, a couple laps down after that opening lap accident there down across the start finish line, where he went from 2nd gear to 1st gear. Unfortunately, that car got locked up, spun down the racetrack, car contact into Austin Call. That's taken Call, Grubbs, and Rector out of this race, as Wheeler still out there, but hoping to get some caution flags and some opportunities to get those laps back and get right back into the hunt, right back into the thick of things here on the speedway, as the Weiss continues to lead the way. Braxton out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here at Atlanta Motor Speedways. Johnny Brugg right there in tow. He's looking to try to just have a good, solid run, a solid performance, and looking to block up this championship here in Season 2 of the MNT Cup Series. Justin Lewis there in 3rd, Justin Bentley back in 4th, and Clay Cantrell our top 5 here on the Speedway. And I believe Justin Lewis, coming into this race, was scored as the 2nd place driver in the point standing. So he's another one of those drivers looking to potentially battle for a championship here this afternoon. Another driver that was hoping to see a lot more drivers, a lot more opportunities to gain points over the 28 rider Johnny Brugg here in this one, to see if they can really work themselves into what could be a big race and potentially a championship here this evening. As each and every one of these drivers continue to battle, continue to put on some great love, as my boy Bubba coming in, show the big love over there on Twitch. What's good, Bubba coming in. 17 gosh heckin' months now, 17 months of being a subscriber over there on Twitch, coming in with that resub, showing the big love here in this one, brother. I appreciate that, coming in, showing the love here this afternoon. Says let's go baby, let's go. Bubba coming in, show the big love as we hit a quarter of the way through this race. 25 laps down, 75 more laps left to go, this time by the start finish line. So 75 more laps. Can Braxton Deweese continue to lead the way? Can he keep these drivers back there at bay for a whole nother 75 laps as we continue to click these laps down? We're going to get closer and closer and closer to some green flag pit stops, ladies and gentlemen. That's where things can get very interesting in a quick hurry. You cannot have a mistake down on pit road. You got to be picture perfect to be able to put yourself up and into victory lane. And one of those areas that you got to be perfect in is that pit road entry. It's very delicate. You got to get down to speed, and right there, it's a short little break until you hit that pit road entry. So you got to get checked up in time. You got to make sure you don't slide through the pits. And that could, to make sure you don't speed or get any kind of penalties as a penalty or a pass-through or anything else that you may have to do here tonight may take you out of contention of this win. If you go a true lap down after a pit cycle because of a pit road speeding penalty or missing your pit box or anything else, it could take you out of contention here because there may not be another caution flag here this afternoon. We saw that one caution flag as we were going green flag racing, and ever since then we've been caution free, and I think it may stay that way for quite a while, especially as things start to separate and start to become a little bit more itself wide open racing here on the speedway. But you do see Lake Cantrell now back up into that third spot on the speedway. Justin Lewis slides back into position number 4, and that's not what Justin wants to see here in this race. He's one of those drivers that's looking for the championship, needs to have a very good run here this afternoon, so that way they can use it towards his points here and see if he can maybe jump up and leapfrog that number 28 of Johnny Brugg and maybe put himself in as our champion here in season number 2. I know Justin went to battle last season looking for the championship and came up a little bit short to Anthony Calatoni, and I don't think he wants to do it again this year. I think he wants to be that champion. He's had some tough breaks, he's had some hard luck, but he's also had some very good solid races out there on the speedway as well. But maybe some of those bad wrecks that we saw him get collected in, maybe they'll be a little bit too much. Maybe it'll be too much for him to overcome to be able to be crowned our season 2 champion here. Johnny Brugg, he's had his issues as well, but he's had some good wins, some good races, and able to put himself into a golden opportunity here this afternoon. He came into this race with about a 15-point lead above Justin Lewis for this championship. Yusuf Ghali was about 24 points back behind them. Unfortunately, Yusuf not here tonight, and either is our 4th place in points, Zach Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger was about 28 points behind our points leader coming into this race. And then we see Braxton Deweese, who is scored 5th in our point standings, out there leading this race, trying to get everything he can. Unfortunately, he's about 33 points behind our points leader, Johnny Brugg, and Brugg is right here behind him, so not a lot of points to gain out there on the racetrack for Braxton, and a big gap to try to make up. No Max Gamble, no Bradley King. Austin Cole already out of this race. Justin Bentley, who's scored 9th in the points, he's out there on the racetrack. He's currently rolling in the 4th position, so we'll have to wait and see if Justin Bentley can leapfrog a bunch of drivers, maybe work himself more towards the top 5, maybe even into the top 3-ish area for this points championship. Probably top 5. I feel like Johnny Brugg, Justin Lewis, and Braxton Deweese will probably be our top 3 in the points. Bentley may be able to jump up. Matthew Wheeler showing up here again tonight. Maybe he'll move forward. Same with Derek Catt potentially. Gary Klein back there. All can really gain a lot of points and jump up through the field and maybe give themselves a pretty solid points standings here this year. So we'll have to wait and see how all the points get divided and how everything gets settled and everything else until after the race. I'll wait for the official word, the official call from our admin crew to know exactly who is our champion here again this year. As out in front, Braxton DeWeese continues to lead the way. DeWeese out in front. Johnny Brugg there in second. Clay Cantrell back in third. Justin Bentley there in fourth. Then we see Kerry Klein back here in fifth. Derek Catt there in sixth. And Justin Lewis now into the seventh position, as we did see Justin Lewis down pit side here. Watch the 7 right. He's going to make that hard left-hand turn. Going to get checked up, trying to get down to speed. It's in there a little hot, but looks like he does just barely get checked up before hitting pit road, and he's able to get that JL Racing, Merkle Racing Engines, number 7 right down pit side. So making a little bit of a strategy move right here for that number 7 ride coming down pit road earlier than everybody else. Going to try to use these fresh tires to his advantage, as right now he's running about a second faster than our race leaders out there on the speedway. So the French tires do mean quite a bit, but not sure if he's going to be able to make up that much ground to be able to really leapfrog them or anything else, as we do see Johnny Brugg. Johnny making the move here down low. He's able to get back around the 0-8 ride of Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese says, I'm not done leading this race yet. Crosses him over down door to door. Down into corner number 3 here. Johnny Brugg on the outside. Braxton DeWeese down the bottom side. They almost make contact there, but it is Johnny Brugg out at corner number 4 who will take this race lead back away from Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese will slide there into second here as Johnny Brugg back out in front. Clay Cantrell trying to chase them both down as the MNT Motorsports number 88 ride here in that third spot of the speedway. Justin Bentley, his teammate, there in position number 4. Kerry Klein, our top 5 with Derek Catt, Justin Lewis, and Matthew Wheeler, our top 8 here on the speedway. Austin Call, Brian Grubbs, and Daryl Rachter down pit side here in this one, but it's Johnny Brugg out in front, showing these drivers now how to get it done. Brugg coming alive here later in this run as the tires continuing to fall off, continue to get tougher and tougher for all these other drivers to lay down good lap times. One driver that is laying down good lap times is that 7 rider Justin Lewis. You see him quite a ways back here right now. He's slowly but surely catching up to our top 5, top 6 here on the racetrack, and even though he's a lap down, using these fresh tires to his advantage may really help him out here, may put him into a golden opportunity late in this race. We'll have to wait and see how that pit strategy really plays out for that number 7 ride here this afternoon. And sometimes you gotta take a big swing. Sometimes you gotta try to break the curve and do something different compared to everybody else to really, stand out or to put yourself into a position that could put you into victory lane, and that's exactly what Justin Lewis is doing here in this one. Is down across the start finish line, lap number 40 up onto the board. We are 40% of the way through this championship race. 60 laps of racing left to go as we're gonna jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming and give you the sights and sounds here of Atlanta Motor Speedway. drivers battling here. This could be potentially a fight for what could be our race lead here in just a little bit. Is Justin Lewis, who came down pit road quite a bit earlier than those drivers back there in the second, third, and fourth position. He's struggling out here. The tires starting to fade away for that number 7 machine on the speedway as he's slipping backwards out there on the racetrack. They are running him down in a quick hurry. As what is the point standings coming into this championship race? Chris, the points right now for the championship are looking like Johnny Brugg currently having a 15-point lead ahead of Justin Lewis. Yusuf Ghali and Zach Roethlisberger about 28 and 33 points back, or 24 and 28 points back of our point leader, Johnny Brugg, and Braxton DeWeese is 33 points behind our points leader right now, and that's our top 5. Unfortunately for a few of those drivers inside the top 5 for the points, they are not here tonight, so they aren't really going to be able to gain anything or use it to their advantage. But that being said, it's really down to Johnny Brugg and Justin Lewis. With this amount of cars on the racetrack, I don't think there's enough of a points gap that Braxton can really jump up and leapfrog Justin or Johnny here this afternoon. Even if their nights were to end at this point, I think it's really down to those two. And right now, Justin Lewis leading this race. Sorry, piece of hair in my mouth there. He is leading this race, but Johnny Brugg is in position number, let me double check here. He's currently in the 4th spot of the speedway, but they are catching up to that 7 right in a quick hurry. They have about 10 to 12 lap fresher tires than that 7 right. So as his tires are starting to weaken up, starting to fall off quite a bit compared to theirs, they are catching him by almost half a second or better every single lap around the racetrack. So they are getting there in a quick hurry. But you do see this number 16 rider, Justin Bentley, who's now a lap down here himself on a bit of a fuel-saving strategy here. We saw him there in that first stage really saving a lot of fuel, really making it to late in this race, and came down pit road on about lap 51. But he did come down pit road and fuel up on lap 3, so he really made it about a 48-lap run right there. We did see Derek Kanko about 47, so I think he's still trying to save that extra lap or 2 of fuel to make this 16 ride get to the end of this race. And we're saving that fuel right now. He's actually really saving those fresh tires that he has. He does have the freshest tires on the racetrack compared to everybody here in front of him, so he is saving quite a lot out there on the racetrack, not only saving fuel but saving tires. As of right now, as out in front, it's Clay Cantrell. Cantrell is our new race leader as Justin Lewis will get past here by that pack. The fresher tires now catching up to him and going around him here, and he will slide back now into about that 3rd spot as here comes Braxton DeWeese down to his inside. Johnny Brugg right there looking to get around him as well. So there's a couple different strategies being played, a couple different drivers trying some different things out here to see if they can put it to the test, see if they can make it work here this afternoon. Now we did see Justin Lewis come down pit road on lap number 30. These other drivers around him right now came down pit road on lap number 40, 41, and 42. But he had a pretty good lead in front of these guys. And if he can try to manage that gap and keep that going here for this next 30 laps or so, as George coming in says, hey, man, what up, man? How are you? How you doing today? Coming in showing the love. How you doing? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day here in this one. As, yeah, some great racing out here on the racetrack. These drivers really put on a good show and really showing you that sometimes it's not all down to necessarily the speed. And the fastest car doesn't always win the race. Sometimes it's all these strategy calls. Sometimes it's these different moves, the different ideas that drivers come up with to try to put themselves into that winning situation. And right now you do see the number 7 ride going for the long game here again. So Justin Lewis back down pit side. He was just passed by Clay Cantrell, Braxton DeWeese, Johnny Brugg, but now coming back down pit lane. He's going to come back out onto the racetrack with the freshest tires here on the speedway. He's going to be a lap down, but being a lap down, he can make it on fuel from this point. If they stay out for another 10 so laps before coming down pit side themselves, Justin Lewis can use these fresh tires to his advantage, open up a absolutely massive lead between himself and the rest of the field. And even when they make their pit stops and come down pit side, if he's got that big gap when they come back out, they may not have enough time to hunt him back down. So it's a very good strategy call here by Justin Lewis. We also saw, Justin Bentley make some pretty wild, he's making some pretty crazy pit strategy right now as well by staying out as late as he did, now still saving fuel, trying to make it so that he can get to the end here. He's also saving tire as well for later on in the run. So even though he may be having the oldest tires late in this race, he may have one of the fastest cars with some, pretty good tires still on this thing, because he is not driving this car hard at all out there on the racetrack. He's time and time again slower than our race leaders, even though he's got 10 lap fresher tires than our race leaders. He's still running, 4/10, 5/10 slower than what they are out there on the racetrack. So some big strategy calls, some big things going on here for these drivers. And right now, in the points as well, Chris, I do want to reiterate that they have drop weeks. So they don't do it as like an actual point standings every race. You show up, you get so many points and so forth and so forth. They have drop weeks in there as well. So I'm not sure how all the drop weeks are going to work and everything. And maybe that can make a big difference up. If a driver that has a drop week here from, let's say, week 3 that they can replace with a good finish here tonight, maybe they can gain that amount of points that they need to. Maybe leapfrog a bunch of drivers and gain positions in the point standings. It's just, I don't think it's locked up, but it's so far. If Johnny Brugg can get another good finish here in this one, I think it's going to be very, very tough to beat this 28 ride for the championship here this year. I don't think anyone's really going to be able to beat him, but Justin Lewis, if he can pick up the win, the 28 has a mediocre finish, finishes back in that 4th, 5th position. Maybe with that drop week, maybe Justin Lewis can find that extra few points to make it a tighter battle for that points championship here this afternoon. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be wild to watch. But right now, it's Clay Cantrell who leads this race. Clay out in front. Braxton Louise there in second. And we see Johnny Brugg back here in third. Kerry Klein there in fourth. Justin Bentley currently in the 5th position with Justin Lewis back here in position number 6. Now Justin Lewis, he can make it to the end of this race on fuel. He does not need to make another green flag pit stop, but our top 3, top 4 on the racetrack, they will have to make at least one more green flag pit stop. And here we go. Here comes that 08 ride. The Interstate Ford machine of Braxton Louise. He's coming down pit road. He makes that hard left-hand turn down pit side here now. He last time went about 40 laps. This time going back down pit road after 33 laps. So I don't know if that's going to help him, or it could potentially really hurt that 7 ride of Justin Lewis. As I think Justin was really hoping to see these guys stay out until lap 80-ish or so before they came down pit side. He would be able to open up a huge lead, and I think that's a plan that may be going away here to quick hurry. As here comes Clay Cantrell now down pit side as well, going to give the race lead back to Johnny Brugg. So Brugg out in front, leading the way here once again. Kerry Klein currently scored in the 3rd position, but will slide into position number 2 unless if we see Kerry make his way down pit lane as well. It looks like Kerry may be coming down pit side here in that one machine as he's slowing up on the apron, getting this Samuel Adams machine checked up and down pit road. So Clay Cantrell will have another car down on pit lane with him, but Johnny Brugg going to stay out a little bit longer here in this one. Now this is a completely different strategy for the 28 ride. We'll have to wait and see how this one plays out for him. As Brugg continues to lead the way, you do see Justin Bentley now in position number 2. Justin Lewis there in 3rd. So Lewis in that 3rd position here. He's got the fresher tires. He's got the fuel to make it. I know Justin Bentley is going to be very, very close on fuel, but he has been taking it pretty easy on the tires himself here in that 16 machine. So he's still got quite a bit of go left here in that number 16 ride. He's still running 31-second lap times there. The last time around, he really got back onto the throttle. I think trying to keep this 7 ride back at bay is, I think, that with the 7 ride, passing him right here and being able to make it on fuel, I think that really takes the 16 strategy out of the game here this afternoon. I think that's really going to hurt his chances, his odds, if he can make it to the end of this race. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one for both these drivers, I think. We did see Johnny Brugg also come down pit road. He's made his pit stop. He's back out there onto the racetrack now as well. There goes Clay Cantrell and Braxton DeWeese. So they came down pit road, 2-3 laps before the 28 ride did. They were able to use those fresh tires, and look at the gap that they built between themselves and that the 28 ride here. Well, he came down pit road 2-3 laps after he did, and now he finds himself over 2 seconds back behind the 08 and the 88 ride of Clay Cantrell. Now they are about, let me take a look here, they're about 6 seconds or so behind our race leader, Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis right now going down through corner 3 and 4. Where Clay Cantrell, Braxton DeWeese, they are now just going through 3 and 4. So he's got about a straightaway advantage here. That 5-6 second gap now between these guys. I don't know if that's going to be a big enough gap or not to put himself into victory lane here this evening with 23 laps left to go. As like inviting my team to come and watch. Can I do something? BRB. Yeah, you can definitely invite your people to come watch. That's for certain. Oh, wow, what a lovely channel, man. I appreciate that. Is this what you do every time you stream in? Pretty much. It's a lot of iRacing broadcasts. A lot of broadcasts. A lot of times we're up in the booth and we're making calls here on the Speedway. Normally we got a lot more drivers on the racetrack. Obviously with the Jake Paul and what you want to call it there, the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight here tonight. A lot of drivers, unfortunately, not out here on the Speedway here in this one, but nonetheless, still some great racing action out here on the Speedway for our championship race here this afternoon. And definitely, man, invite your friends, invite your team to come and show the love. And you commented on the races. Yes, sir. I'm always up here in the broadcast booth. I'm always putting on the show for all of the fans in the stands to enjoy. I'm always up here in the broadcast booth, putting on these shows and allowing fans to really experience, everything here with racing and kind of like NASCAR, but with a little bit more of a funner edge to it, a little bit more of a streaming side to it, and some a little bit more character to it than what you would see on, Fox or anything else, and really, bring the love and joy into racing. And iRacing itself here is the closest thing to real life racing. Here is the iRacing simulator, and that's what we're doing here this afternoon. And right now you see one of the best in the business doing it here on the Speedway at Old Atlanta Motor Speedway. It is that 7 ride out in front, as he says, it'll be lovely if you have people you're doing this for, but there's none. Yeah, on Twitch, yep, for certain. Lower views on Twitch. I haven't really pushed Twitch. I don't really care for Twitch that much, honestly. It hasn't really ever been anything that I've really focused on or anything else. I just stream there because I allow all my viewers to have access to watch wherever they want to watch from. So we're live on Facebook, we're live over on YouTube as well as Twitch right now. So they're all over the place, and people get the opportunity to watch the races from their favorite streaming sources here. And just shows you that Twitch is kind of low-key trash, honestly. 100%. What other platforms do you stream on? Yeah, I stream to YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. Sometimes we'll drop Twitch and do a multi-stream over to Kick, or that's basically it. Maybe we thought about doing Twitter a little bit here and there, but who knows if we'll go over there and do anything on that. We'll have to wait and see what their platform, what their bit rate's going to be, and what they're going to be able to produce as quality to output for video. As right now, Justin Lewis continuing to lead the way. Lewis out in front, 4.6 seconds in front of Clay Cantrell, but Cantrell, Braxton DeWeese, and that 16 of Justin Bentley trying to hunt him down. You see Johnny Brugg just a little farther back. They're in position number 5 here on the Speedway. The laps are counting down here on our second season of the MNT Cup Series, and we get closer and closer to crowning our champion. in the JL Racing Merkle Racing Engines number 7 ride of Justin Lewis pick up the win and maybe propel himself into a championship here in this second season? Or can Johnny Brock just keep on rolling out here on the speedway, keeping that 28 ride out of trouble, and be able to finish this race off and be crowned our champion here this year as he closes in on the 16 ride of Justin Bentley? Bentley trying some different strategy, unfortunately not working out for him here in this one. Everyone that's in front of him can make it to the end of this race. They do not have to come back down pit side. He is going to be very, very close on fuel, where he may still have to make a pit stop, and if he does, that's going to unfortunately pretty much take him out of contention of this feature event, as he does slide back into that 5th position. Unfortunately, now with the older tires, the older equipment, and the fuel in the back of his mind, it's going to be very, very tough here for the 16 machine to try to win this race this afternoon. But the game plan for the 7 rider Justin Lewis, it may pay off for him here this afternoon, but he's got to try to keep these drivers that are back there chasing him down at bay for another 14 laps of racing action. They got to keep him back there for quite a little while. Are you the one streaming the game itself? Yes, I stream the game. I do the cameras. I do everything in here except for race the cars themselves. So the drivers, they race the cars themselves. So they are real life drivers. They're in their simulators. They're in their cockpits. They are racing, basically mirroring exactly what you see right here. So this is exactly what they're staring at, whether or not they have VR on, or if they have a triple monitor setup, or they have a single monitor setup. It all depends on what each driver prefers or has the budget for. I know a lot of guys like the VR, a lot of guys don't, so they run triples where they have 3 monitors and basically surrounds themselves. They surround themselves with the monitors where they feel immersed. They're right in the cockpit. They got the steering wheels, the pedals, the whole 9 yards, and they are in behind the wheel, these machines, and racing out there on the speedway. And you can feel every little bump, every little crevice out there on the speedway. You can feel the tires starting to slip away from you, and it gets tougher and tougher and tougher the later in these runs. You can hear these tires squealing and screeching out there. You can feel it in the cockpit. You can feel it in the seat of your simulator, and it makes this very, very fun. It's the closest thing to real-life racing that you can get, and it's a tool that majority of racers use. Whether it's dirt racing or asphalt racing or any type of racing that the simulator provides, drivers in real life, they use it themselves to put themselves into the simulator, learn more, try to practice, and everything else. And it's created a lot of amazing in real life drivers here by running the simulator. You do see Justin Lewis starting to struggle now with the little bit older tires compared to Clay Cantrell and Braxton DeWeese. He is now unfortunately slid back into that 3rd spot on the speedway. So his strategy that he was trying to run, pitting early here in front of the 88 and the 08, unfortunately it's going to be all for naught, as they have now made their way around him. He's going to have to hope for a caution flag, an opportunity to come down pit road, throw some fresh tires, some fuel into that car, and maybe have an opportunity late in this race to make some moves and try to work himself into the fight at the front of the field. But he is struggling right now. That 7 right continues to slip farther backwards, as there goes Johnny Brugg, our potential champion here this afternoon. They are in position at number 3, working his way towards the front of the field, hoping to try to hunt down the 88 of Clay Cantrell and Braxton DeWeese here for this race lead, as things are tightening up, things are getting closer, and we get closer to our checkered flag here this afternoon. What's your FB tag? It is Peacemaker Gaming. And also, do you have any community for this channel? I certainly do, brother. I mean, for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, sir. I got them for everywhere, brother. I got different communities for everything, good sir. I got different communities for everyone. That is for certain. You know, Facebook, certain channels, certain sites have more of a niche for each and every other thing. So, you know, NASCAR seems to do a lot better over on YouTube. Dirt Track Racing does a lot better over on Facebook. But all in all, they all seem to do some great numbers, and they keep me busy up here in the broadcast booth, that's for certain. Brand new leagues coming in daily, new racers, new drivers, new fans in the stands, and lots of love and support from our community here on Peacemaker Gaming on all of our channels. As it says, okay, all join up though, 100%, join up, become part of the Peacemaker family, jump in and become part of the fam. But yeah, if you search on Peacemaker Gaming on Facebook or YouTube, you should be able to find us fairly easily. And if you find us over on Instagram as well, should be under Peacemaker Gaming as well. Maybe Peacemaker Gaming on Instagram. Maybe I could get that last G in there, just like Twitch, but nonetheless, you should be able to find us pretty easy. Just search Peacemaker Gaming. If it gives you a bunch of options, throw in iRacing at the end of it, and we'll be right there at the top of the charts. Out in front with only 5 more laps left to go, this time by the start-finish line. It is the 88 ride of Clay Cantrell. Clay, only 5 more laps to try to pick up the checker flag, but here comes Johnny Brugg. Brugg putting on the moves late in this race. Now around Braxton Deweese for position number 2, and he's trying to hunt down our race leader as Clay Cantrell out in front. Continue to lead the way. He's going to have his hands full, though, in a quick hurry as Brugg is there. He is ready to try to jump up and take this race win in what could be potentially a championship winning move. If Brugg can pick up this win here this afternoon, I'm sure this will solidify himself as the champion here in Season 2 of the MNT Cup Series. As he's right there closing in on the back bumper of our race leader. You see Braxton Deweese right there behind him, trying to reel them in as well, trying to put himself into the middle, right into the thick of this fight at the front of the field. Unfortunately, sliding back now a few car lengths, and he's about 7/10 behind our race leader, Clay Cantrell. As Cantrell down across the start-finish line that time. Only 3 more laps left to go, so only about 12 more turns for the 28 ride to really try to make a move, to try to find the run that he needs. He's going to run him clean. He's going to try to make this move here and not make any contact with the 88 ride, as he definitely does not want to have this late in the series. But man, look at that 28, just able to make that corner so easy, turn down the racetrack. Now you see the 88 scrub the outside wall. That's going to cause him to go door to door down the front straightaway, sucking the air off of the 88 side, and able to use that side draft to propel himself down into the bottom side of corner number 1 and out of corner number 2, looking to close the door on him as he slides right up in front of the 88 ride. So Johnny Brugg now out in front as he's able to jump up and into position number 1 on the speedway. Same as Discord 2. No, not the same as Discord. I don't really use the Discord for anything. As we see the white flag fly. The white flag out in the air is quickly the 28 ride of Johnny Brugg sees that white flag fly, but Clay Cantrell is not done with him yet. Trying to work down to the inside, looking for a good run out at corner number 2. Unfortunately, Johnny Brugg finds a better one, and he tries to open up a better car length lead down into corner number 3 for the final time here this afternoon. Johnny Brugg down and out at corner number 4, looking to hold off the 88 as Cantrell gets into the outside fence. It's Johnny Brugg who's able to pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. Johnny Brugg picks up the win and pulls the Michigan University 28 ride in to victory lane. The MNT Motorsports ride of Clay Cantrell will come home in second, and Braxton Deweese will round out our top 3 here this afternoon. Justin Lewis there in 4th, Justin Bentley coming home in 5th, and then we see Kerry Klein, Derek Catt, Matthew Wheeler, Austin Call, Brian Grubbs, and Derek Rachter rounding out the field here in this one. But man, oh man, Johnny Brugg able to pick up this win. I'm gonna wait before we make the official call, but I do believe Johnny will be our undetermined and our unwavering champion here in Season 2 of the MNT Cup Series. But it's unofficial. We can't quite make that call yet. We'll wait for the all the admins to be able to make the calls if there's any penalties or anything else. We'll have to wait and see what the official word is. But I do believe that Johnny Brugg with the win here this afternoon. solidifying himself as our champion here this afternoon. We'll have to wait and see, make sure that we do get the official correct standings here. Don't see anything posted as of yet, but Johnny down there celebrating. He is absolutely pumped, picking up the win here this evening, pulling himself up and into victory lane. Man, what a run, what a drive there for that number 28 machine here this afternoon, man. A great run, great performance, great drive here this evening, and we're going to get ready to pull him up here into the broadcast booth. We're going to get ready to see what he has to say. I want to see if we can get the official standings here first. I want to see the official standings and see if we can kind of get the official word here if he's the champion or not before we pull him in. That way we can kind of get him in for a little bit of everything here in this one. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not we can or can't get the official word here in the next couple minutes as we're going to get ready to pull him into the broadcast booth here just a couple seconds. Woo, man, what a run, what a race, what a show that these drivers just put on for us, man. That was a heck of a run, heck of a show for us. And we got Johnny waiting down in the broadcast booth, so we are going to pull him in here. He may be able to give us a little bit more of a word here on whether or not he is the champion here this evening or not. So let's pull our race winner, at least, up and into the broadcast booth. Hey, Johnny, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
I got you loud and clear. You got me?
I do. Johnny, man, what a run. What a drive here for you in this one, man. Take us back through this race as you were able to kind of play a little cat and mouse there for quite a while here in this race. Able to make yourself, able to drive around the speedway, trying to run a couple different strategies. And late in this one, you come down pit road a few laps after, Braxton DeWeese and Clay Cantrell. And then, you kind of sat back there. You didn't really run them down in a quick hurry until late in this race. After they were able to get around the 7 of Justin Lewis, you kind of start to reel them back in. And then late in this one, you make the move. You get around Braxton. You close the gap up onto the 88 of Clay Cantrell. And you're able to make that late race push to snag this win away from him. And he was right there trying to take it back away. Just couldn't quite beat you here tonight as you're able to not only pick up the win, but I do believe potentially picking up that championship here this evening as well.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a long run race. This track eats tires, and with the smaller field, I knew we were going to have a lot of green flag racing. But I knew it was either going to come down to either the undercut working or staying out a little longer and catching back up with fresher tires and being on the attack. And after that first pit stop, I saw that Clay was he did the pit stop that put him on attack with fresher tires, and it worked out for him. He was able to, get around me and Braxton. So I decided that I was gonna do what he did on for our second row of pit stops, and it worked out just how I wanted to. I knew those guys were gonna be close. They were gonna be battling. They were gonna be chewing up their tires, and I was just minding my P's and Q's, trying to save my stuff for that last 10 laps, and didn't know if I was gonna have enough in the tires to do it. But them last 5 laps, I was really pushing it, and seemed to gain up quite an amount of time and get around those guys. And Clay did put up a great effort to get back to the lead, but I think I just had that little bit of extra tire in it.
Yeah, that extra little bit of tire, that little bit of saving that you were able to do there really paid dividends late in this race as you make the move and you put yourself up here into victory lane. Now, I don't know the official standings here as of yet. I'm not sure if they have officially made that. There we go. I have gotten the message. So, Johnny, you are officially the champion here. Season 2 of the MNT Cup Series, man. Congratulations not only on picking up that win here this afternoon, but also picking up that championship, man. That has got to feel absolutely amazing after 10 hard-fought races out there on the speedway. A lot of ups and downs here on the season, not only for yourself, but everybody. But being able to be the best at it here on the speedway, to put yourself into this position has got to feel pretty damn good.
I mean, it feels amazing. This is by far the most competitive field I've won a championship in. So I'm very honored. These guys are very, very fast and have great race etiquette. So just want to thank everybody in the league for showing up all season long and making it fun all the way through. But yeah, it's great. I was able to end the season off where I started in victory lane and with the championship. So yeah, super stoked. I am super sweaty. I need to go cool off a little bit, but super pumped, man.
Absolutely super pumped and super excited here, picking up not only the race win but the championship, man. As yeah, definitely a lot of hard work out there, a lot of green flag laps late in this race. Probably would have went green to checkered here this evening, other than that opening lap wreck out there on the speedway. But man, a great show and a great run and a great season here for you in that 28 ride, Johnny. Who would you like to thank for not only the great race here tonight, but the great races, the great season, and the championship here in season 2 of the MNT Cup Series?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank my daughter because she got me a gift today, and she got me some socks, some extra comfy socks, and so I decided I was going to race in them tonight to honor the gift, and they put me in victory lane. So thank you, Aurora, for the socks. She's going off the bed now. I want to thank my girlfriend also for letting me race these on Friday nights, take time away from her and the daughter. And I want to thank everybody who puts this league together every week. I want to thank you, of course, in the broadcast booth. You've done an excellent job all season long. Definitely looking forward to watching this one back, and I am hoping we'll have you for next season too. And yeah, big shout out to you and all the admins and all the viewers too. Thanks for tuning in to Peacemaker. Make sure to check out his other videos too.
Absolutely, brother. Always busy up here in the broadcast booth, damn near every single night, week after week after week. It's very odd that we're gonna have some time off here tonight and well, tonight was the end of 2 different series, so everything kind of timing up right there. Now I'm going to have the next few Fridays off, and I'm not going to know what to do with myself, but it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a great time to see you guys back out here on the racetrack. I'm sure Season 3 will get underway in probably a month or so, maybe after the New Year's, but we will be back. We will be in here making the calls for the MNT Cup Series for Season 3, and hopefully we'll see you back out there, and hopefully we see a good car count, a lot more drivers and everybody hopping in and being a part of the show there for Season 3 as well, the MNT Cup Series, and seeing the car count stick for the whole time. Obviously, we never like to see less than 10 cars out there for a race, especially with how the series and everything is ran. We never like to see low car counts, but I think obviously the Mike Tyson fight was probably an aspect of it, and I think a lot of guys just feeling a little burnt out right now, but I think this break in the winter groove and Christmas, everything kind of getting out of the way, I think we're going to see a lot of great racers come back and a lot of great drivers battling here next season for the championship.
Yeah, man. Love to hear that you'll be with us still for next season. And yeah, as far as the car count goes tonight, I'm not too worried about it for next season. Obviously, the fight's going on. Hopefully, I don't know if it's started yet, but hopefully Mike Tyson's putting a whooping on. Um, but also, I know a lot of people might have been watching that or felt their standings were locked in at this point. But great group of guys. I'm hoping everybody comes back and we can pick up a few good more for next season. But yeah, appreciate you putting on the show for us all season long. Looking forward to it next season. We'll see you after the holidays, man. Have a great holiday season.
Absolutely, you as well, Johnny. Congrats again on the win here tonight, and congrats on the championship. And we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack. And you as well, man. Have a great, happy Thanksgiving and also a wonderful Christmas break. Maybe we'll get something in with the MNT crew in there. Maybe we'll do a couple of recruitment races before Christmas gets underway. But we'll have to wait and see. And hopefully we'll see you back out there on the racetrack and right back up here in the broadcast booth very soon.
Absolutely, man. Take care.
Absolutely, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Johnny Brunk. Is Johnny picking up the win and the championship here this afternoon. Absolutely amazing racing, absolutely amazing show there by Johnny Bronk. As we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here. Let's see if we can get Clay Cantrell in here real quick for a little post-race interview with one of our league admins and our second place driver here this afternoon. Let's see if we can pull Clay up into the booth right now. Hey Clay, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Got you, man.
Clay, man, a great run, a great drive here this afternoon. Unfortunately, about 2 laps shy of picking up the checkered flag here in this one, as Johnny was able to use those little bit of fresher tires to work himself around you there in our closing laps and snag this win away from you. He gave it everything he could right down to the very end, trying to find as much speed as you could there to try to battle with him for the checkered flag. Unfortunately, he was able to pull you there down the back straightaway and open up a bit of a gap down through 3 and 4 where he just couldn't quite close it to get into his back bumper or make something happen there out of corner 4.
Yeah, so unfortunately with I think it's like 7 or 8 to go, I was like, okay, hit your marks, this one's over. And then I saw a yellow car and I was like, oh no. I'd already started, backing off a little bit. If I'd kept the pace up right there, I think I would have been okay. So it was really just a mistake on my part. He caught my draft. Once he caught my draft, he started really catching me, and then from there it was over because he had the fresher tires. Could have blocked him going in the corner there, but just trying to race him clean and give him a fair shot, give me a fair shot. I think he got by me, had 1 to go. I shoved him off into 3 and 4 there, so I thought I was gonna have another shot at it, but then just overdrove 1, just trying to give it everything I had. And overall, though, man, I mean, you can't ask for any better than that with the amount of cars we had tonight. I know we had that fight going on, and overall, I mean, it was a great race. Other than the lap 1, we had a money shifter. Man, it's been good. It's been a good season, and just appreciate everybody for showing up. Appreciate you, and we'll have an announcement for season 3 here in next couple weeks.
Beauty, brother. Well, we look forward to being back up here in the booth, being able to call all these amazing races with the MNT Cup Series for another season, man. And I can't wait to see what you guys are able to do and continue to keep it growing and keep bringing in some amazing drivers here into the series. And obviously, yeah, car counts. Tonight low, but I mean it's to be expected late in the season. Obviously, drivers feel their points are kind of locked in where they are, and maybe lose a little focus or drive to want to be out there racing, for the final couple races when they know they don't have an opportunity to really, gain positions or anything in the points. So you usually lose a few cars there. Then obviously with the Mike Tyson fight, a lot of drivers probably wanting to watch that, and who knows what else is on. This Friday night football with full moon, so there's probably a lot of people enjoying some football and high school football tonight and everything else. So it was tough up here in the booth, but we made the best of it, and it was a lot of fun being able to really focus on you guys. The guys that show up seems to be week after week after week, always out there on the racetrack and rarely missing races. So it was really cool to be able to watch and showcase you guys a little bit more out there on the speedway.
Yeah, man, I just appreciate everybody for showing up that did. Again, tonight's kind of a low car count, but we've averaged 25 to 35 cars. So you really can't ask for much better than that. It's been a great league so far. We're going to ramp up some advertising over the off season, and then probably going to have a couple money races for Super Speedway. So we may even get you to come in and call a couple of those if you want to in the meantime, and get this thing fired off in January with another 35 cars. So.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, I can't wait. But Clay, a great run, a great drive here in this one, man. Who would you like to thank for yourself, not only for tonight, for the great run and great performance, but your season all along and the season here with the MNT Cup Series?
Yeah, man, just for one, thank all the drivers that do show up. I mean, couldn't do it without them showing up. We appreciate you calling it. Appreciate Amir doing the race control. Appreciate the guys building the setups. Zach, Justin, thank those guys for all they do. Derek for doing the advertising. It's not a really hard thing to do, right? As long as all the cogs and gears are turning, and they've done a really good job at making sure that's happened, and it's been a really well-oiled machine. Everything runs pretty smoothly, and the racecraft's been great. So just happy for that, and thank those guys for that, and ready to do it again in season 3.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. It's going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait for it. And hopefully we'll see you right back up here more and more and more next season in the broadcast booth. And maybe one spot better and up in Victory Lane. Clay, we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack. We can't wait to see the MNT Cup Series back in action. But enjoy this solid second place run, brother, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks, man. We'll see you in January.
Absolutely, mister. Enjoy the rest of your night. And we can't wait to see you out there.
All right. Thanks, bro.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Clay Cantrell as Clay coming home there in position number 2. A solid run and solid drive there for our second place finisher. As we'll get ready, we'll pull in our third place finisher here this afternoon, the number 08 machine, Braxton DeWeese. Coming over in third, let's pull Braxton up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Braxton, it's Aaron up here at the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
I got you, Aaron.
Braxton, man, another great run, another great race here for yourself, man. Take us through all the battling out there on the racetrack, man. We saw you, Clay, Johnny really duke it out here for a lot of laps this afternoon, and unfortunately there, maybe making that earlier pit stop might have paid the price there on the longer run here this afternoon, man. Take us through the strategy, take us through the battling there on the speedway, and what did you need there on the racetrack to maybe get that extra spot or two here late in the race?
Yeah, like you said, that pitting a couple laps too early compared to Johnny. Definitely, we definitely paid the price for that. But probably pitting around the same time he did, or maybe a lap after. I really feel like if we found a way to save the right front better, but also keep the pace up, I feel like that would have helped a lot more as well. But all in all, we had a pretty good race. All the races that we've ran this year that have gone smooth and nothing happened, we've finished inside the top 3. So, it makes you think, what could have we done points wise if we ran all the races? What could the difference be? And we'll find out next season if we still have the momentum and we can carry that and start every race and try to see if we can battle Johnny a little bit more for the championship. But all in all, we still had a good battle for the race win, and congrats to him on the win as well as the championship.
Yeah, absolutely, man. A great run, great championship there for Johnny, man. And having a few less drivers here in this one. No Roethlisberger, no Yusuf Ghali. Opening up the door, I do believe, for yourself to potentially slide up into a top 3 run here in the point standing. So it's going to be a pretty, well-earned, run here on the season. You got to feel pretty happy with things have went. There's been a lot of ups, there's been a lot of downs, but being able to come in and finish top 3 in points is still got to feel pretty dang good.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, missing a couple races, and we had a couple mishaps at the beginning of the year. Got involved in a couple wrecks at Michigan and Kansas, but after that it was smooth sailing, and we were able to get up to second in points, I believe, 30 points back. We were able to gain 3 points on him this race, even with him winning. So we'll take it. We'll do it for Dale. We didn't get the championship or the race win, but miraculously we were still able to gain some points on him somehow. So we got the second in points, I want to say, if I looked at it right. So it's pretty cool to be able to get the second after the troubles that we went through, and not being able to start a couple races. But looking forward to next year, most definitely.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we can't wait to see you back out there on the speedway. We can't wait to see you back in action, and hopefully right back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better and up and into victory lane yourself.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely hope so as well.
Absolutely. Braxton, enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the third place run.
I appreciate it. Before we ever run off, I'd like to thank a couple of the sponsors of Interstate 4, as well as Allen's Arts Images, Bennett's Publical, Jane's on Main, DeWeese Renovations, Booth 34 Diecast, and Robinson Photography, Blaze Designs, as well as Evan Pineda Designs, and Bulldog Coffee Company. You can use Brax5 for 10% off. And Aaron, hopefully you have a great rest of your holidays if you celebrate them, and we'll be seeing you next season if you're broadcasting for that season as well. I always do enjoy when you broadcast, and with all the races that I do throughout the week, my dad and my grandma, they really like you, and you're one of their favorites. So keep up what you're doing, brother. It's definitely helping, and people are really liking it. So hopefully we have you again for next season.
Absolutely, brother. I will be back up here in the booth for Season 3 of the MNT Cup Series, and I really do appreciate that, man. I'm glad that your dad, your grandma, and yourself, you guys love the excitement and everything else here that we put into all these broadcasts, and hopefully, a lot of these other series, a lot of these other leagues, we'll see you in those as well, and see more and more here throughout the week, and allow them to have good days watching us up here in the broadcast booth and watching you out there on the racetrack at the same time.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night. And if I don't see you, and same as you as well, hopefully have a very happy holidays and happy New Year's and everything else. I know you guys have Thanksgiving coming up soon as well for America, so happy Thanksgiving as well for yourself as well.
I appreciate it, Aaron. Have a good one.
Absolutely, you as well.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Braxton DeWeese. Is Braxton coming home there in position number 3, man. A great run and a great drive there for the 08 machine as he comes home in position number 3 here this afternoon. As Chris says, congrats on the win and championship number 28. Great league and great broadcast. I appreciate that, brother. Says thanks again, everyone. Have a great weekend. You as well, Chris. I appreciate you, brother. And Chris says, yes, sir. You do a great job, buddy. I appreciate that, Chris. I appreciate that, brother. It's just me. I'm a one-man show up here, but we always try to put in, the highest amount of level and effort that we can to put on the best show for everybody to enjoy, every single one of these races. Sometimes they're a little rougher. Sometimes they're a little tougher to do. Sometimes they're caution-filled, and there's a lot of talking and a lot of kind of downtime, waiting for, those caution flag lulls to kind of go away and get into the green flag racing. And then other times, there's low car counts. Other times it's absolutely just non-stop amazing action out there and makes it super easy. So some races are good, some races are bad. You gotta take the good with the bad though, and always just trying to make the best out of every single one of them. And hopefully we put on another good show and another good race for everybody here this afternoon. But if you guys haven't already, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, and I will see you guys all back in here tomorrow night when we go back to Green Flag Racing for our Premium Stock Car Racing League tomorrow evening. Should be another good show, another good race, and I do believe it is the elimination race, so a couple more drivers will be eliminated from our playoffs tomorrow evening in their series, so it's going to be very, very exciting. Everyone's going to be on edge and trying to get the best finish that they can to maybe lock their way into the next round of the playoffs. But can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all back here tomorrow. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Engines roar, the night is bright. Crowds alive under the lights. Speeding fast, hearts racing wild. Chasing dreams like a child. Rubber burns, the track's aflame. Who will rise to win the fame? Friday night, the stakes are high. In the blink, cars fly by. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound. Drivers push on every turn. Feel the heat, feel the burn. Tires screech, racing so close. Eyes sharp, tight as a ghost. Adrenaline in every vein. Under stars pushing through rain. Side by side, sparks in the night. Every lap chasing the light. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound. Drivers push on every turn. Feel the heat, feel the burn. Tires screech, racing so close. Eyes sharp, tight as a ghost. under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound. Sweetest sound. The sweetest, sweetest sound. Engines roar, the night is bright. Crowds alive under the lights. Speeding fast, hearts racing wild. Chasing dreams like a child. Rubber burns, the track's aflame. Who will rise to win the fame? Friday night, the stakes are high. In the blink, cars fly by. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound. Drivers push on every turn. Feel the heat, feel the burn. Tires screech, racing so close. Eyes sharp, tight as a ghost. Adrenaline in every vein. Under stars, pushing through rain. Side by side, sparks in the night. Every lap chasing the light. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down. Victory's the sweetest sound. Drivers push on every turn. Feel the heat, feel the burn. Tires screech, racing so close. Eyes sharp, tight as a ghost. NASCAR dreams under the lights. Friday night, we live for the fight. Round and round, never slow down.